Welcome back, everyone. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe because it helps me a whole bunch. Now, let's get to the action. So, this episode started off with a bang. I loved that we had Nick Offerman and Megan Mullally. He actually is friends with professors that I had at my college that I went to. So I met him and we talked about acting and sort of how to survive in the industry. And he's the most down-to-earth guy that you could ever imagine. He's so sweet, and it really, you just felt like you were talking to a normal guy. And so he was really great. So it was awesome to see him. I think him and Megan have the most precious relationship, and I think watching them interact with Colton goes to show that he's not the wittiest guy. Now, a certain moment when one of the girls said it was brave for the other girl to mention that she's older, like, what? And then the one girl drops the microphone. Now, I don't know if any of you are in the theater business, but dropping the microphone is one of the worst things you can do to tech people. One, because you're going to get so much feedback. Two, you're going to damage the microphone. Now, if we move on from the fact that I want a show of just Megan and Nick all the time, just Megan Mullally and Nick Offerman 24/7, we'll say that they went into the lovely dinner portion after they shared a bunch of first-time stories. Now, when she touched that rose, I almost believed it was a mirage. Also, I think we've noticed that the only compliment that Colton can give is, wow, you're so confident. I mean, you're just so confident. That's really attractive. You just go for what you want. So we're watching the show, and we have the one young lady who's talking about the fact that she's really close to her brother, who is like a twin to her, and Colton mentions that taking care of him is what made her the woman that she is today. My mom yells, "You don't even know what woman she is!" And that's true. He's literally on their first date, and he's already trying to, like, say, congrats on being the amazing human that you are. Then we are on the majestic date with Miss Alabama, where she goes into the rock formations and asks Colton, "Is this like Arizona?" Like, no, you're in California. Now, granted, I know that she was saying, like, is this like the rock formations they have in Arizona? So that's fine. But me and my mom died at that moment. Also, when she was looking at him with no expression, and then she's just staring at him, and then he goes to the hot tub and she just sits there. I got the vibe as if she is like Joe from the show You, that's on Netflix right now, where at first you're like, oh, what a precious little bean, and then she just switches and just starts, spoiler alert, murdering people. On the subject of Miss Alabama, I was in the Miss Universe organization and the Miss American organization. I've competed in both, and you're pretty much trained to answer questions. No matter the question, you know how to answer it eloquently, quickly, and succinctly. That's pretty much the biggest thing they train you to do. Other than, like, obviously dancing and posing proper ways, the biggest thing that you prep for is the interview portion. We have this girl who doesn't even know how to make a toast. That was a pet peeve of mine, because literally that is the one thing that you should be able to do at the bare minimum, is speak eloquently. Just saying. Also, last thing I want to talk about is the demi-robe situation. Now look, some people are being all up in arms about this because she obviously took Colton off and did saucy things. That's not my issue with this. My issue with it is that she was wearing a robe with clothes underneath it. So that means that she was literally just doing that to get a rise out of the other women. Which means that obviously she's not here for the right reasons. Because sometimes you get the girl who comes off as the villain, but you think, well, maybe she really is here for them. You can see that there's a connection between them. But there's no reason she would have done that other than to just tick people off. So that's it for this week's recap. I hope you enjoyed listening to the ramblings of this mind I have. Be sure to tune in next week because I'm going to be doing this every week. Subscribe.